Bad call, but go for it.
Oh, baby.
So we're just gonna jump right into it, huh?
Something's gonna get real fucked up.
We are drinking whiskey.
I put gin on top of my gin.
Giggling about bullshit. Shape your nutsack to play it with the boys? Oh my god, we're recording.
I'm trying to fill the void.
That's what you want, an alabaster smooth penis.
Zig and Larry ignore a topic. Hey, here we are.
Welcome to Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic. Holy hell, that was fun.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Oh, not a lot. Everybody, we just got done recording my other show, or as I like to call it, the other show, Convince Me with Larry Smith on NPRIllinois and the Front Row Network. I even said it like I do. That was my radio voice on NPRIllinois and the Front Row Network.
So, Daddy is no longer ashamed of me, so he let me be on his other show.
That's right, baby girl. You did a good job.
Did I get?
Yeah, oh, you were so pretty. You were so pretty on that show.
Did I dance pretty?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You ignorant fuck.
What, I think I know we just discussed it, but I think...
It was so weird, man. I felt so...
Because I interviewed you.
You interviewed me. You've known me for over half of our lives. You interviewed me. And I did not... I came off as really weird because I do not know how to be interviewed by you.
You did a great job. You were not weird at all.
You sure?
Yeah, for sure. Trust me, I've interviewed... I will just say that I interviewed a well-known comedian who came off much worse than you did. And this is a person that's used to being interviewed. So,
okay. So
I'll
more
leave it at that.
Information.
What's that?
More information. Specific ideas. Examples.
They after telling me how excited they were to be on my NPR show, when I got them on, a couple times they reminded me of what their schedule was and how they needed to get off at a certain time, and would answer questions with like 3 words. And okay. I was like, but you were so excited for I legit know you in real life, and you were so thrilled, and now I'm carrying the show. My back hurt at the end because I had to carry the whole thing. Whereas with you and me, I was just introducing you to new friends.
I was clinging on to you like a goddamn, like a drowning puppy. I was just like, no, help me. The waters are rising. I don't know what to do. You're interviewing me. That's so weird.
Which is normal. I've carried you so many times. And like,
yeah, no kidding.
Physically
What's more to the rooster, friends?
Top of the hill, tuk-tuk.
Don't worry, I will be the one with all of the praise.
I don't remember what... It was a rock club. Me, you, and Jeff went to some rock club. And we were going back to hang out with one of Jeff's friends at their apartment after this show. And we were walking, and we had to go up to the top of this tall hill. And I don't remember what part of Chicago we were in. It doesn't matter. But you looked at me and you were like, there's no way I'm walking to the top of this hill. And I went, get on my back. I'll get you up there. And so you jumped on my back, lit a cigarette, and screamed, to the top of the hill, tuk-tuk. And I ran us through a crowd of people to the top of the hill. Just speaking in some incoherent language I was making up. And you were just going, he's the best Sherpa in the business.
I have got to get some real medication. I have no memory of a lot of the things that I've done in my past. And I never did any really illicit drugs. Just booze.
Yeah, just
I never even smoked weed.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't into and when I say this, you weren't into much of the same stuff that some of us got into.
No, not at all. Is that story possible? Most likely. Do you remember it? I believe it. Do I remember it? Zero. Nothing. I got nothing. No.
Yeah, and it was. Oh, that was the same night. To bring up Jeffrey again, that was the same night that Jeff was like, "I'm driving us back home," and we're like, "You are not." And we hailed a cab, and Jeff and I got into a physical altercation until you looked at me and said, "Fine, fuck it, let him drive us." And so he drove us back to where we were. I think he dropped you off at your house. Jeff and I went back to his apartment. He went to bed and then got up the next morning, walked up and said, "I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have driven home last night." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't have."
The things that imprint on us in our youth are different for everyone.
Yeah.
That's the best I got. I have no memory of this. I'm sorry. I have no memory of this.
Well, I mean, let's face it. We drank enough that most of the memories are spotty at best. I would
like to make it. Hold on. I would like to make it apparent that these kind of stories happened legit every weekend for decades.
It's true.
So we pick and choose. It's not like it happened like one or two times.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. And the rest of the time we were like, oh, I had tea and then I learned how to make white rice. No, we were doing legitimate weird shit not weekend. That wasn't even weekend. It was like every day.
Yeah.
Every day was like, we're gonna go jump in these dumpsters on ketamine, and we're going to just see if there's fairies in there, and then we're going to do that for 3 months, and then after that, we're going to see if we have done well in our geology class. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Just testing the limits of human endurance.
Yeah, I don't remember the one time. Mm-hmm. I don't.
That's okay. That's why you have friends who remember these things and can remind. Look, I told the story recently about me falling in the bonfire.
Yeah, that I remember.
Yeah.
And I definitely remember that.
I don't remember it. I just remember I just remember the version of that story that you have told me.
Mm-hmm.
And that I've heard you tell other people. And I'm always willing to admit, I don't remember any of this. And every time Zig tells this story, it gets better. And this is how the legend of Hercules started.
Then that's also how religion starts.
Yes.
Because the story between me and you has gotten bigger and bigger over 20 years. Give it 2,000? Come on.
Yeah. There's at some point there will be a statue of me with like my arm in a fire, and he'd be like, and he was untouched by the flame, and his beard was mighty.
Do you really think that though, honey? Is that
no? I don't. No, I don't think any good things about myself. I was just making a joke. See, what I was going to say is my particular brand of crazy makes it so I remember way too much. Way too much. If I could, there's a lot of times that I wish that I did have gaps in my more gaps in my memory than I do, because that's my curse. Is hey, all this stuff that you want to forget? Yeah, guess what? Oh, I get to remember it, every bit of it.
No, I feel you. So, how much... Okay, honest question. How much marijuana have you ingested in your life in the last 30 years?
I will say, and
Oh, so like average, less than average? Like, I'm not asking for, like, grams, but...
Right. No, I'll be honest, probably less than average.
Yeah.
Because I was always a booze guy.
Me too.
Much like yourself. But it's funny. Now that it's legal, I'm less apt to want to do it. Because when it was illegal, I would do it on occasion. Because that was still my way of being like, I'm still punk rock, motherfuckers. You can't stop me. And now when I'm like, oh, you mean people in nursing homes are also smoking up? Okay, well, you know, what fun is that? And that's the other thing. I was never, because I worked jobs that did the random drug tests for long enough that I was like, I can't. I can drink, but I can't have that in my system, or else I'm out. I'm fired. And so I just became a booze guy. And so, like, occasionally, now I'll have a gummy, or I'll hit a pin, you know, but I want to be in the house where I'm safe, in my chair, where I have all of my records, and yes, I'm not joking, my records, my vinyl, and if I want to be like, all right, I'm high, I want to listen to John Prine for the next hour and a half, while I sit in this chair and eat cookies. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not a big social smoker guy.
Well, I only asked because I was thinking about this for my, for myself. I feel like I don't have as much memories of myself beforehand that I should, and I never really smoked weed, but it was always booze. Like, I'm thinking about, like, my entire, like, previous life, like, even, like, the first 38 years. I feel like there are memories I should have that I don't, and I'm not sure if that's my own failing, or the booze, or just that's human nature, or I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I don't think there's any... It's not your own failing. I just think that's the way your brain is wired. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's what it is. And I hate the phrase, it is what it is, but in this situation, that's just how it's wired. But there's other stuff that you have vivid memories of that you'll bring up to me, and I'll be like, I have no recollection of that.
Yeah, that's my question. It's like, is that human nature, or is there something clicked off in my head? Because I know that I'm smart, but I think that my memory of, like, past experiences is not quite the same as others. My long-term memory. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't...
It's weird. Yeah. And we're getting really deep.
Let's get
really deep.
Let's get real deep. I'm going to get close to my microphone and get real deep. This is...
Give me 2 fingers, 3 knuckles.
And relax. And relax.
Can't relax. No. You can tell me to relax. I can't relax.
If I stroke the back of your head, here we go.
That's worse.
Just let it in.
Just force it.
Well, okay, here you go.
And now we're at 6th grade chemistry.
Thank you, Doctor. So big, Mr. Big Man.
No, this is weird, but it's what I've been thinking about really recently, because it's weird. I've had dreams of, like, things I hadn't thought about in, like, decades.
Yeah.
Just hit me. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So how much of my past, how much of your past, how much of anybody's past should we have a memory of? That's my question. Am I off? Am I more than or less than?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you.
Yeah.
Like I said,
it's kind of weird, right?
It is. I remember so much, and I just assumed that was an after effect of, and not being joking or trying to be trite, I just assumed that was an after effect of my anxiety.
Do you remember specific instances or chunks of time?
Both.
Okay.
But I will say mostly very specific instances that will come to me in moments where I'm like, oh, I fucked that up, didn't I? Wow, what a piece of shit I was in that moment. You know, and that's what's stuff that sticks with me. But then because my brain hits record apparently on certain things, I know there were a couple moments that night where I was, there was not my proudest moment. Speaking of the moment where the night that I carried you on my back up to the top of the hill like a Sherpa. I know that that's stuck in my memory because there were moments that night where I was not real proud with the person I was. And those moments are what cements into me so that I can, according to my therapist, can bring them up and beat the shit out of myself over it even 15 years later.
Oh, yeah. Those moments are cute, aren't they? Because I have one that was when I was 14 that still, every once in a bit, brings up, and I still, at 42, have the same emotional response, even for a moment, that I had when I was 14, of when I was, like, horribly embarrassed. Like, oh, that hurts. Yeah. And then you go, okay, it's fine, it's over, but it's still there. It's like a little click, right?
Yep. Yeah, I've got moments that and ask me if you, like, okay, name one right now. I couldn't, but depending on, I'm sure it's the...
No, actually I could.
But, you know what I mean? There's, like, moments where, like, the lighting's just right, and I get a certain... I hear something, or I smell something, or somebody says something, and it triggers that.
Right.
And I am reliving that moment from when I was 14, and I'm super embarrassed, or I said something stupid, or did something stupid, and I think to myself, oh, that person's got to remember me as this nerd, or this horrible idiot, or this, you know, I can't believe he would say something like that in this moment. And I'm sure that person could give a flying fuck. Mm-hmm. But because it helped shape the the anxious drunk mess that you see before you. Yeah. Hello! Let's add booze. That's why Daddy drinks. Because sometimes we just need to put poison on those memories.
We went real deep down the rabbit hole, buddy.
That's okay. Sometimes it's okay to do that. Like,
right.
You know that philosophy episode that we recorded that we both went, oh, I don't know about this. I actually went back and re-listened to it, and I was like, oh, this is actually really good.
Okay.
I'm going to release it someday.
Someday.
I'm going to let you know. I'm going to warn you.
After the monsters take over.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I, a little over a year ago, started doing therapy, because the monsters were starting to take over.
No, I get you. Yeah.
I've
played that game before, too.
Well, you know, I thought that... and there's nothing wrong with it. And that's the point where I finally had to get to, is just realizing that, oh, I thought I had this under control. What I was doing was suppressing it with booze and distraction. And now I need someone to help me sort through this bullshit.
What we're doing right now is booze and distraction, though, so...
Yeah, but that's what this show is all about.
Okay.
Welcome to Booze and Distraction with Zig and Larry.
So, at what point do we get to say we're going to sidle on to our review of the goddamn movie?
We could do that now, but I mean, do we really want to?
I don't care.
Does anyone?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, by the way, though, I do want to thank everyone that's actually listening, and especially the people that are going back through the back, and I say back catalog, it's like 20-some episodes, but there are people that are going, like, I look at the numbers twice a week, and I will see, like, all of a sudden we'll get a spike. Like I told you this week, I was like, where's this big spike coming from? And, like, this week, multiple people have gone back and downloaded the, like, from the first episode all the way to the current episode. So, thanks for doing that, and sorry. It's not the same bullshit every week, but, you know. We get drunk, we talk to each other about, as we say, we're giggling about bullshit.
Uh-huh.
And then we go from there. And that's all we really want this show to be, is just you feel like you're just sitting down and having a drink with us and listening to us make each other giggle. So that was all a bunch of serious stuff.
Uh-huh.
Not too serious. I don't know. We made each other giggle. But here's the reason. Why are we here today, Zig?
Well, we have to talk about the fact that on Lifetime, they released a 15-minute mini-movie, because what the fuck does that mean?
It's, again, I will not fault them, because that is the perfect movie for my attention span.
We're doing a crossover. We have decided to do a movie review, because why not?
Why not? We are doing a crossover episode with Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic and my show on the Front Row Network in NPR, Illinois. That's right. They let this talk on NPR, Illinois convince me. Excuse me, hold on. Let me do the NPR voice.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. Can I do one too? Oh, go.
Yeah, we get real close.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening to Convince Me with Larry Smith.
Thank you for listening to him saying "Convince Me," Larry Smith.
On the Front Row Network in NPR, Illinois.
On the Front Row Network, and something other that I said, NPR.
Welcome to...
No, take this seriously.
ASMR NPR.
Mm-hmm.
ASMNPR.
We're doing it.
We are doing it so good.
Great.
Electric. Kumquat. Differential. Snickers bar. I have no idea. I don't know. I something. But we did get the chance to review the instant cinematic classic and fucking goddamn bananas. All the things I couldn't say on my other show. Fucking bananas.
A recipe for seduction.
On the Lifetime Network, brought to you by KFC, written and directed by Gene. And that's it. Just fucking Gene.
It is at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. And that's when it drops. And
yes.
I'm not going to lie, Mario Lopez, he delivered.
Mario Lopez and his dimples and that ascot. Sweet piece. I'll tell you right now. I'm not. Look, my grandma always said there might have been a little sweetness in me. Mario Lopez brings it out. I'm going to tell you that right now.
That whole thing was weird.
What, that statement or the movie?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, everything about this, yes. Not your fault. Mildly Lopez's fault, but he made a lot of money, I'm guessing. So
look, that's not his fault. It's just the way God put him together.
Oh, okay. I want some.
What I couldn't say on the NPR show that I can say here is that Colonel Harland Sanders was a fucking racist. And to have
I didn't want to do it.
a Latino is what I just fucking... Yeah. Oh, we're so drunk. A Latino man play Harland Sanders, and then at the end, here's my favorite part. At the end, Colonel Sanders and his love interest are married by her gay best friend, and I was like, Sanders is spinning in his family bucket right now. Fuck you, you racist prick. It was amazing. It was such a bananas movie.
Wait, hold on. Mario Lopez, he's not Caucasian?
Oh, no.
With a name like Mario... never mind. Go ahead.
And now, we'll talk about it off the air a little bit, buddy. I've got a whole chart for you. It's my Mario Lopez through the ages chart. Don't worry about it. You're going to like it. There's some candid photos that he doesn't know about. But yeah, Harland Sanders is hired as the cook for some rich, not so rich people. And the girl falls for him because how can you not?
You're doing a book report.
With his soul patch and that shitty mustache and the slightly gray hair and those dimples. How can you not fall for Mario Sanders, Colonel of Chicken?
Okay.
And his extra crispy crank. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. So what we're doing with the rest of this episode is we're going to bring in the movie review we did on Convince Me with Larry Smith, and we're going to finish out this episode with that, because I'll be honest, it's insightful, it's sensitive, it's none of those things, but it's funny. It's funny, so we're going to do that. My suggestion, and I think Zig will too, suggest this, whether he likes it or not. Go over to Convince Me with Larry Smith, and listen to that whole episode, because it's not just the movie review. You can actually skip past the movie review if you want to. If you don't want to hear it twice.
This is the most awkward bullshit ever.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah, no.
Okay. So, Zig, anything you'd like to add before we get into the movie review?
Oh, we're doing that again. No. You?
I don't know. Make sure to like, subscribe, and rate our show.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this went from like this very insightful and heartfelt episode to let's talk about some bullshit to just us giggling at one another.
Right.
So a typical show.
Yeah, that's kind of the gist.
Yes.
Typically? Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks for listening. We're gonna get into the movie review of a recipe for seduction. Let's try this. Let's get Zig. Let's get in close. Get in close.
Okay.
I'm gonna say a recipe. You say for seduction. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
So let's get into the movie review for a recipe
for seduction.
Ooh yeah.
Ooh yeah.
Oh. Is it extra crispy or is it original recipe?
It's a little wet.
So original. You got it.
Yeah, that's what the collar around me keeps shocking me when you say that.
Yep. Well, your wife and I had to have that talk. So anyway, the reason we're here today...
Can we do something funny? I hate talking about me. Leah, do it.
Here we go. So the reason we're here today is, as the listeners may know, the Front Row Network is the podcast network for people who actually love movies. And Zig and I are here today to review
There we go.
the instant cinematic classic,
Please say it.
A Recipe for Seduction.
Oh my God, he said it.
A Lifetime original film. Mini, yes. But you know what? In those 15 minutes, it packed 3 hours of drama.
Questions?
It stars Mario Lopez.
Correct.
As Colonel Harland Sanders.
Obviously.
And as I put it on my live reaction on the Front Row Network's Facebook page, some other people, but who cares?
I care about the one dude who played lead because he's an SNL Second City alum. But outside of that,
no. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I'm glad you did some research on that because I was like, we stop at Mario Lopez because
I did that much.
Yeah,
so
which is reflective of our other show. Our research is a D+ effort at best. This is just we're just going to give our best review of this movie. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, for 15 minutes of script, this movie packed everything into itself that you want in a Lifetime movie, save for our friend Annie Wershing. Because at my gym, when I was...
Name dropping at this point. We're name dropping people who don't know other people.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, this is everything a movie should be except for Paul Kropatski. He was the guy that fixed my pipes.
You know who I need in there? I thought you were going to say Paul Leachy, who was also a American jerk. But no, look, one of my favorite things in the world is I would get on the elliptical at my gym, and they had a bank of TVs, and at the very far right, they always had Lifetime movies, and 9 times out of 10, I could see Annie Wershing in a Lifetime movie as I'm on the elliptical, and I'd get so excited.
For those at home, she went to college with us.
And she was also on 24. She had a leading role on 24. She did a voice in The Last of Us. She has.
I'm not downplaying her career.
No. I'm just. Yeah. This is for the listeners, so they know. She's that girl. She's that pretty red-haired girl. That's who she is. But this had an evil mother, not even a stepmother. Evil mom.
Named Bunny.
Controlling boyfriend. Gay best friend. And Mario Lopez as Colonel Harland Sanders.
Obviously.
Which, when you think to yourself, Zig, Colonel Harland Sanders, don't you think to yourself Latin sexiness?
After watching this masterpiece, yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Well, no, dude. Okay, hold on. I went on an emotional roller coaster with this 15-minute quote mini movie before it came out. What the? What the fuck is going on with this thing? It's hysterical. However, how many people had played Harland Sanders before this in commercials?
Oh, man.
Hold on. I'm going to blow your mind. Go for it. This is like a Marvel, Infinity Stone thing I'm going to hit you with.
Was it 10 different people?
Yeah, it was I should have done this. I just had this thought. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Name them.
Well, I know Jim Gaffigan did.
Uh-huh.
Who else?
So, obviously, KFC doesn't give a goddamn who plays Colonel Sanders if it makes sense. Norm Macdonald, right?
Yes, it was mostly comedians, but yeah, Norm Macdonald, Daryl Hammond, George Hamilton,
Cool.
Reba McEntire,
Sure.
Rob Riggle.
Got it.
Really? This is an extensive. Hold on. I'm going to go to the actual article because I'm starting to feel like
I
okay.
have trumped you, sir.
Yes,
I have trumped you on your show.
13 so far. Daryl Hammond, Norm Macdonald, Jim Gaffigan, George Hamilton, Dolph Ziggler, the wrestler, Rob Riggle, which probably the best, Vincent Kartheiser from Mad Men and also Angel. That's right, Billy Zane. I forgot Billy Zane played the Golden Colonel. Rob Lowe, Ray Liotta. I take it back. Ray Liotta was probably the best. Christopher Boyer, Reba McEntire, Jason Alexander, Sean Astin, Hafthor Bjornsson, who played the Mountain and also was the world's strongest man. RoboCop. The actual, but it was RoboCop as Colonel Sanders, played by what's his face, who Craig Fleming. Mario Lopez has now played Colonel Sanders. It is it's an impressive array of people who have betrayed Colonel Sanders.
I rest my case. This is the penultimate Marvel superhero-esque bullshit that makes you want to eat chicken, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. But you know what I love? Colonel Sanders, well-known, let's just say, Southerner, would probably not be thrilled with a Latino man playing him, and I think that's what makes it so great.
Well, I will say that Mario Lopez's acting chops have not really changed since Saved by the Bell. I think that here's the problem I had with it, man. Like,
oh, you had a problem with this?
I have no problem with it. I like it to exist as it is, but my problem is I need to understand it because I watch it with my wife. She laughed out loud 3 times. And said that was really funny. I watch it, what the fuck is this? And I realized it's just not for me. Like, she enjoyed it. It brought her joy. She's like, yeah, like, please tell me why that's funny. And that made sense to me because I have to tell her why I think things are funny all the time. Like, Monty Python or stuff like that. Like, why is that fun? Maybe, Larry, this is the female Monty Python.
I'm going to tell you right now, unironically, I loved it. And maybe I'm so deep in my own sense of irony because as a young Gen Xer, because we're on that very cusp.
Right, sure.
Well, we could, depending on what chart you look at, we're either the youngest Gen Xers, old millennials, or we're called Zennials, which is awful. I'd rather just be one or the other. We are, maybe my sense of irony is so deep inside me that I don't even know what I do and don't actually like anymore.
It's possible.
But I enjoyed this for exactly what it was, which was a 15-minute... which is perfect for my attention span. 15 minutes worth of Lifetime movie schmaltz. And that had, again, evil mom, controlling boyfriend, gay best friend, hunky yet sensitive chef, played by Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
And there was so much in, like, the fact that the mom, spoiler alert, guys, the mom was actually sleeping with the boyfriend.
Spoiler alert.
She was sleeping with the boyfriend, and then they conspired together to kill Colonel Sanders.
He went from 0 to 60. I could get to bang a really hot MILF again for 3 days, and that's okay for murder. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. Yeah, I'll kill this guy.
And I wouldn't say really hot. I'd say available. You know, that's the level of hotness he was. But
I hate when I laugh at.
What I love, I'm sitting watching. Nicole is obviously watching this with me, and when the line came up of "the heart wants what it wants," and I was like, "What, a triple bypass?" Because it's KFC. It's a triple bypass of love. This is a spicy. It was how do I describe it? A spicy, famous bowl of seduction and betrayal. It just layer upon layer upon layer of everything that America loves. And the fact that the mom seduces the boyfriend, and then when the gay best friend confronts the mom, and she knocks him out with whatever club was just laying around the house.
I have a note about that, which I have to bring up.
Please.
So, if we're talking about plot holes, I mean, do we have to? Because I could jump in them and he'll never see me again. But it's adorable. The Bunny, who's the mom, she hits the guy Lee, the gay best friend. Why do we need a gay best friend? She hit him with it was a fucking a polo mallet. That's what she hit him with, okay? And she cracks him in the back of the head with a polo mallet. And then you just see her dragging him and then cut. The same mallet is what Lee uses to assault the fiance when she goes, click, and then he knocks him out. How did he get it? What's going on with the polo mallets? How many polo mallets are there in this house? Please tell me what's happening with this goddamn movie.
Well, first, I have enough gay friends to know that you better kill them, because otherwise they're coming for revenge. You don't get to mess with them. He was not messing. She left him somewhere unconscious.
And just that he escaped.
Yeah.
What?
Because he could have picked anything, but he went back. He went back because he wants to do it with panache. He gets the polo mallet to just be like, look, you did this to me, now I do it to him. How about them apples?
So he got dragged to an unspecific space.
Uh-huh.
He woke up, went back to where he was attacked, found the weapon,
Uh-huh.
and then went for his revenge through the house.
Yes.
Thus,
I don't see what the question is.
I suppose that was the only question.
Yeah, and my answer is yes. Of course he did.
Ah,
This is a movie
it's a
about
mini-
a Latino Colonel Sanders.
It's 15 minutes of KFC advertisement. And they spared no expense at the aging makeup on Lopez.
Just grade him up a little bit. Just enough to make him even sexier.
Just enough to just do it from a Halloween store on October 31st. It's like 15% off. Just take that. Yeah, just brush that in.
And it was obvious that mustache was just haphazardly glued on.
It might have flopped once. Like, nobody cares.
No, of course not.
Just Lopez.
Look, with dimples like that, who cares if you got a floppy mustache?
He's a goddamn god. I mean, no.
Yeah, he's just he's Nashville hot is what he is.
I think we need to redo this with a female because we need a woman's perspective on this Lifetime 15-minute movie to tell us why we're wrong. Because this is not for us.
Again, I'm in. They had me from the beginning. I don't, but you're right. We may need a female perspective. I could just.
At least I do. Yeah.
I think we need to revisit this. Absolutely. I did love though. We had to stop. We had to stop a couple times when he wrote the check. When the boyfriend writes the check to try and buy Harland off to get him to leave.
Mm-hmm.
The amount was $500,000, and the date was today's date.
Correct.
And I was like, we're seeing this in real time. What a great... I mean, honestly, what a great detail. That... And did you actually pause and look at the secret recipe?
I did not know. I did Wikipedia the secret recipe, but I did not see the secret... No.
He holds up the old battered note card, and it's got, like, question marks and all these diagrams, and one of the words is just salt with an underline. And I was like, that's the secret ingredient.
Possibly salt. You put salt on food?
Here's what I think the secret ingredient was.
What's that?
Seduction.
Oh, dude. You're so much better than that. Like, who was seducted? Like, there was no seduction. It was just, oh my good lord. And then, at the very end, the two bad guys, they just put a little bit of gray in their hair that came out of a can, and we found them. And he ate a piece of chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I loved it. But, like, it was said 1 year
Were
later.
They hiding?
I don't know. But that's what got me, is they're both grayed up. Like, their hair is gray, but it's only been 1 year.
Yeah, and there's no, like, makeup on their face. Just all of a sudden, for some reason, their hair has grown huge and long. And we're looking for answers where none exist. Here's the problem. Allow it to be
exactly
a recipe for seduction.
And I am fine with leaving it as it is. I'm telling you, it's 15 minutes of fun. It's 15 minutes of fun. My favorite part of this whole thing, though, and I'm not joking, my favorite part of this 15-minute love story of because it has all my favorite things. Mario Lopez's dimples, bad makeup,
lackluster, but not bad,
and chicken, fried chicken.
Yeah, that was barely a part of this movie, by the way.
It had all my favorite things, but my absolute favorite part of this is that it was literally in the credits, written and directed by Gene.
Gene! I did research, and I think that I have something for you.
Okay.
I did no research. I said the same thing, and my wife, who is a genius, I went on Wikipedia, okay? So it said written and directed by Gene, and I said that the same thing you did. And I went on Wikipedia, and I said written and directed by Eric Eckelman, Armand Prisco, Natalie Prisco. And she said that was E-A-N. Eric, Armand, Natalie. If there's a J there. It was composed by Jay Lifton. She solved the puzzle. She solved the Enigma machine. Jay Lifton, Eric Eckelman, Armand Prisco, and Natalie Prisco is Gene. Angelina Moya, my beautiful wife, solved that puzzle in like legit under 30 seconds.
Is your wife Batman? Because that was Riddler level crap that she had to solve.
I was so impressed. I still don't know how to like show her that.
God love her. Thank her for her service.
It was so amazing. I had to write it down on this sticky note because I'm like, you're goddamn right.
Okay, real quick, we have to rate this movie, and I say we go from the lowest rating being a 3 chicken strip meal,
okay,
to the highest rating, which is an extra crispy family bucket.
Okay.
What would you give this movie?
Well, the problem is I'm not the audience. We said this. I will give it 3 chicken strips done perfectly well with the sweet and sour sauce, which is my favorite.
Okay.
And the new fries, which I hate the old wedge fries.
Okay.
But the ones at the bottom are a little soggy, and then they put way too much ice in the Coke.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going full on family feast bucket.
Oh goodness!
With the biscuits, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, the mac and cheese, the fixins of extra crispy spicy. That's the rating I'm giving it, but here's what I'm also adding. Because everyone in this movie played it completely seriously. And I appreciated that. There wasn't any tongue-in-cheek. There was no say no more, say no more. It was all just give us the script. We're just gonna play this movie. I'm adding what they no longer have on the menu, and that breaks my heart. I'm adding 3 parfaits.
Oh, all 3?
The 3 parfaits. My favorite, my sister, when I was little, one of my both my older sisters are older than I. My 2 older sisters, 13, 10, or 11 years older than me, and one of them worked at KFC in our little town, and she would bring me home the little parfaits as a treat, and she always obviously smelled like KFC, and as you can well imagine, little hilljack shoeless Larry Smith would just curl up on his big sister, eat a parfait, and tell her that she was the prettiest smelling girl in the world.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack there.
So that was the review that you heard, a very professional review on NPR, Illinois, and the Front Row Network. Zig, any final thoughts about this movie?
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that we are the audience, and I think that we should do it again with a female comic.
I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I felt like I was the audience, and Mario Lopez makes my ovaries ache.
That's what you get.
I immediately just wanted. I was like, I don't know how he and I could have babies together, but I want to have some Nashville hot babies with that Colonel Sanders Latino. That's what I want.
You forced that so hard.
Yeah, the way I'm about to force myself on Mario Sanders.
Should we do that again? You want one more time? You want to take 2?
No, I'm good. Yeah, he's a strong guy. He can fight back, but that's only going to help me. My favorite thing in the world is when you do the silent laugh. That is my favorite thing in the world.
Oh, fuck you. I almost fucking... Oh, God. So many... Okay. So few honest laughs where I almost die. What do you want? Perfect. You got it. Oh, God. Oh.
Just a sweaty ball of man just rolling around, me trying to throw an elbow in the back of his neck.
Fuck yourself.
Oh, well, that's been our episode. This is probably my favorite episode ever.
Okay, hold on. Take your line. Larry, I love you.
I love you back.